Good morning, and thank you all for being here. I'd like to start off by thanking the NRB for hosting this breakfast every year. My name is E.J. Kimball. I am the Director of Christian Engagement for the Combat Antisemitism Movement. And as you saw in the video, a lot of what we do, you can visit our website at combatantisemitism.org. I want to first thank the NRB again for really their leadership on this issue of combating anti-Semitism. It was a few years ago that their board resolved to embrace the IHRA working definition of anti-Semitism. And this year, the board resolved with a condemnation of global anti-Semitism and calling upon Christians to vocally condemn and combat this evil scourge on society. So thank you to the NRB for your continued leadership on this. You saw a lot of what we do, but I wanted to just highlight a few things. Next month, we will be hosting the Rise and Respond Global Student Summit against Anti-Semitism in New York, which will bring together student leaders, activists, and future policymakers to build a national network dedicated to confronting anti-Semitism and fostering a united front for Jewish students. We are engaging and educating state legislators across the country on these issues and offering them potential policy solutions. We held our 4th annual Latin American Forum Against Anti-Semitism in Costa Rica with 19 countries represented back in November. And in December, just a couple months ago, we had more than 200 mayors come together in Beverly Hills for our annual U.S. Mayor Summit Against Anti-Semitism, where we launched the Municipal Anti-Semitism Action Index, which is a comprehensive classification system designed to assess and inspire municipalities to take meaningful steps in combating anti-Semitism. Now, last month, Ron Lauder, president of the World Jewish Congress, spoke at the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. His entire speech is worth listening to, but one part in particular struck me when he referred to the youth in America. He said that, quote, almost half of young Americans believe that Israel has no right to exist. No right to exist. And they are our future leaders. This is happening in every single country represented here today, end quote. Just think about that for a moment. Now, 4 years ago, I may have stood in this exact spot at this breakfast and warned that this fight against anti-Semitism is your fight. That one day you will be targeted just like Jews are being targeted unless we did something to stop it. Unfortunately, that day has now come. We have seen pro-Hamas protests at the Rockefeller tree lighting ceremony. We've seen protests outside churches on Easter. And in December, we saw a lunatic critically injure 2 Christian children on the playground at the Feather River Adventist School in California to protest the involvement of the United States in supporting Israel. Prime Minister Netanyahu said it right when he addressed Congress. This is a war of civilization versus barbarism. This evil is real, this evil exists, and this evil must be eradicated. I want to share probably my favorite line from Scripture. It's something that I grew up saying every day at the end of daily prayers, and in Hebrew it goes, Al tira mipachat pisom umishoas reshaim kisavo. And that is not a butchered Hebrew, that is the Ashkenazi version that I learned. but it translates to be not afraid of sudden terror, neither of the destruction of the wicked when it comes. And in Isaiah, he says, plot against us and it shall be brought to naught. Speak against us and it shall not stand, for God is with us. Even to old age I am with you, and even to your elderly years I will carry you. God is here with us. God is watching over us. God is performing miracles every day, as we witnessed last week with the failed attack on the Israeli transit system. But we must do our part, and you all must do your part. You have a platform to change this. The NRB hosts this breakfast every year, and my challenge to everyone in this room and at this convention is to stand up and make a difference. Increase your coverage of rising anti-Semitism in this country. Dedicate time every week in your programming so the youth in this country understand the truth of what Israel and the Jewish people face on a daily basis. Ask yourself if you did enough last year to expose and combat this evil. Resolve right now that next year you will have no doubt that you have done everything in your power to fight this evil. We can never be satisfied with what we have done yesterday. We must always strive to do more, because more needs to be done. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for partnering with us. And thank you all for joining us in this fight. God bless.